is going on, everybody? Today is a good day. It is a good day. As y'all can see from the title, the homie Honda got buffed, and we're gonna get right into it. It's probably the video might be a little lengthy, so bear with me because Honda actually got a lot of changes for the good. So, excuse me for starters, his standing medium punch. This move goes further now. So originally, let me take this up. So a way you can tell is like I just do it twice in the medium punch and connect. Back in season one, I had to do this 3 times in order to actually hit Luke. Like if I jumped back and did this in season one, I had to do it 2 times before the third one actually connect. That's what I should have said. So that's actually really good. And for example, I'm gonna just set Luke to um, just get hit by something like this. So you see Luke walks back. So now standing medium punch actually connects. So the problem of one of Honda's, or probably not one of, the biggest problem I feel with Honda was people was able to walk back against him way too much. Just like little stuff like this, he could never do nothing. So at least now, you know, he can do something like that, and it actually makes his Kara, his little target combo to grab even better. That right there, just because he get in range much faster. And of course, it's +1. So having a normal that's plus, it always been plus, but I mean, just having it plus and it goes this far is really nice. And that actually goes into what makes this scary with this, which I get into later with the crouching medium kick. But yeah, oh, and is more plus on hit. So now, so originally you can only go into the EX palm from crouching medium punch. You was able to do it from standing heavy punch too, but like in neutral, when you was really catching it was from crouching medium punch. But now, since Honda is more plus on hit, he is +6. So now he can actually, you know, connect it. And if you see, I guess that can quick segue. They buffed that as well, so that also is it don't knock down anymore. So I guess I put those two together. It don't knock down anymore. So the second hit used to look like that on the EX version. And you used to have to, spin meter to get Oki, but now you could just get a little restand situation, kind of like a little reset, easy shimmy, things like that. But back to this. So like another conversion, now since they buffed Honda's standing medium punch, something like this. He wasn't able to get that at first. Like, of course from drive rush, but just as a regular meaty, he wasn't able to get that. So now his conversions is even better, especially from meaty setups. And he naturally can go into target combo. Originally, he couldn't go into target combo. I used to always feel like he should. So now they fixed that as well. And that was one of the things too, is that you were able to get some consistent Oki too, because you get some nice Oki from hands. So that's really good. And yeah, I think that's it for crouching medium punch. It got, oh, forgot to add this. So now it combos into itself. So you get a punish counter, you can actually just go into itself. And of course, since the range buff, now you can easily just go into this. you know, just get a nice little reset or something like that. So yeah, Honda's standing medium punch is very annoying. I ran into some mirror matches online. That standing medium punch is very annoying, but it's something that he really needed. He really needed that. So the next thing is Honda's standing medium kick. So this move now low crushes. So it normally did a little low crushing in season one, but now they made it like way more consistent. So you might be wondering what is low crush. Y'all know a standard string like that from Luke. You know, you trying to walk back, he hit you across your medium kick. So now that basically just floats over. You see Honda kind of, you know, will levitate his foot off the ground. So it goes over lows. So now, and of course, he gets a combo from it. Oh, of course, I got hit. And then if you got the Sumo Spirit buff activated, which, you know, that's a new buff, but I'll get more into it later, but he can do this. He couldn't do that at first, so that's new. But yeah, his standing medium kick is very good. Like another example is, you know, just for demonstration purposes. You know, you're doing a block string, and then, you know, of course, people mash crouch and medium kick. So you get to just kind of do stuff like that if you know, you call them out on it. So you, the range is kind of iffy, but if you get the call out on somebody mashing crouch and medium kick, so you see you can't do it like just from everything. You gotta have kind of like enough frame advantage to be able to do it before the low. But if you're doing it from like a super unsafe move, then you try to like do crouch and medium kick, it won't work, if that makes sense. But yeah, standing medium kick, that's another nice buff for Honda. All right, so now we on to this button. Good old crouch and medium kick. So uh, this button here is now more plus on hit. So I give you an example of what I normally used to do. Let me see. So a lot of times, like from this, let me see, trying to make them. Oh, I know what to do. You know, just for example, like anytime, a lot of times people will block Honda and he would basically be out of range to get anything. So his the Oki from Headbutt was always not that good. So a lot of times people will be holding back when they wake up against Honda. And in season one, that's what I used to do. That was basically the only thing you was able to do to check somebody for, you know, walking back. Or if you had level 3, which does a lot of damage. So now with it more plus on hit and with the buff to standing medium punch, of course I'm not landing. That combos now. And then, you know, of course you get a little reset and all that. And you able to just kind of keep the opponent in place now. So it ain't just a free, let me try to jump back or let me just wake up holding back. And then, of course, if you combine that with the Sumo Spirit, 3,100 just for trying to walk back. So, and I guess I can mention the hill with the crouching medium kick. Now, in combination with the standing medium punch that I was talking about earlier, with people being scared, they kind of gonna walk back a little bit now. Can now do crouch and medium kick into hands, which is huge for him. So we go into all versions. So you combine all that together. Like I said, the main problem I feel with Honda was always the ability to really just keep his offense going, and people was always able to walk back out of stuff. So they really addressed that in this patch, and uh, well, yeah, I think that's the main thing, and made them less degenerate. That's what I'm happy about. But yeah, crouch and medium kick is really good. All right, before we get to talking about Buttslam, it was something I forgot to mention when it comes to the standing medium punch. So since it's more plus on hit, if you were to get a counter hit, you can actually go into crouch and medium punch if you're close enough. So this is actually a really nice bump, which goes into the new Buttslam, which is a nice segue, right? So Buttslam, as you see, now hard knockdowns, which means you cannot back roll. So as you can see, Luke is set to roll backwards for those that don't know. And then you see he can roll backwards, you get hit with sweep. Oh, I forgot that's hard knockdown. But get hit by throw, he can roll backwards. So you get hit by Buttslam, it's a hard knockdown. You have no choice but to be in Honda face. So with that, what that means is now Honda, because normally he was able to get this set up with the media overhead in the corner, but now since the hard knockdown, he can get that mid screen. And of course, he gets really good damage from that. So, and with this, you can get dash up throw, dash up, not crouch, but dash up throw, and throw. So, what's the other thing? Oh, you can do a nice little fake out with the car stuff. So you can kind of really just mix up your options. And even you can just loop it too. So if you got the Sumo Spirit activated, you close enough to actually to do that part. Normally when you was able to back roll, Honda would be like right here when you get the crouching light punch or the crouching light kick. But let me see. It would kind of look like that. You wasn't able to get that part. And what's so important about that is, say for instance, they crouching. Just for demonstration purposes, they not blocking. Why is he standing? Let's see. I don't know why it's doing it, but the clap basically forces you to stand up. So you're able to go into that. So that's very important to be that close that you can cancel into the clap, into the hands, and basically just reset your offense all up. So that was, I'd say that's probably another problem. That was another problem with Honda is the way he was able to just kind of keep the offense going. Mid screen, it was always hard. In the corner, I always felt his pressure was really good, his Oki and all that. But mid screen, they definitely buffed it. So now continuing on with good old Buttslam, they nerfed it, quote unquote. Depending on how you play Honda, this could be a nerf or a buff. So now it has more pushback. So you're not able to do crouch and light punch. So the thing that people used to do, stuff like this. So they was doing it with regular headbutt. That's how close Honda used to be was with regular Headbutt. So now he can't do that anymore. But you are, since you are spaced out, you can kind of use that to your advantage, you know, and kind of get a little spacing trap going. But if you notice the drive gauge it takes a whole bar now if you block this. It takes a whole bar now. So you are able to, you are in range to do standing medium points, but you only +1. People probably will respect this situation just because of the pushback, but it's close enough that he can, press standing medium punch out. Now the EX headbutt keeps you close, and it's +2. That was actually only +1 as well. So they also made it so now, let me see. I'm trying to set this up right. I ain't gonna worry about it. But they basically slowed it down. You can hold it up. You see how Honda takes a second to come down. If you hold it up, Honda comes down slower. But if you press down, he comes down right away. And that's to kind of throw off people's perfect parry timing or whatever. But I feel like at the higher level, you ain't gonna really see it that often, but it's there. So yeah, that is, I think that's all for Buttslam. Oh, well, I guess we can well, yeah, yep, that's it. On to the next. Now the Sumo Spirit. So this got buffed. Um, so as I showed earlier, this is really good. You can actually combo into it from go into it from crouching heavy kick, not crouching heavy kick, crouching medium kick. You can go into it from crouching light. Now that one in particular, I don't know how useful that one would be, but it's there. Pretty sure I find some usefulness for it later on. But for sure, the biggest one has to be from crouching medium kick. Man, I messed it up, but yeah, this buff is huge because that really stops people from walking back against Honda. That's always been his biggest issue. And as I showed earlier, from the crouching medium kick stuff, from the standing medium kick, that low pressures, and it's also goes into hands. So if you're in neutral and you feel somebody might throw it out, you can always just kind of go into, that only worked because it was counter hit, if y'all wondered. But yeah, this is safe. So like if you were to even throw this out, like if you're trying to call somebody out and you throw this out, you -3, so you safe anyway. So don't feel like you wasted hands. You safe anyway. But yeah, that's all for Sumo Spirit. That got buffed really well. Well, actually, I guess we can segue that into the target. So this right here. So now they made it so you can cancel. I'm trying to, let me see. Maybe it got to be on hook. Yeah, so you can cancel into Sumo Spirit from him, which is really nice. And this is a hard knockdown too. This always been a hard knockdown, but it ain't really been no reason to use it. So now, for example, let's see. Just for demonstration purposes, you do this combo, you block EXDP, That combo wasn't even done because I ain't do level 3, but you get the idea. Like, you get some nice mileage from this, and of course, you able to just. Oh, I did it already, bro. Damn it. Y'all get the idea. I don't want to turn this into a combo video, but yeah, Honda, just having that sumo spirit active now, he got, a little more ways to go into it and still keep up the pressure. Because normally you gotta like sacrifice, well, not sacrifice damage, but you sacrifice a little bit of oath to get the hands, to get the buff up. So now it's nice that you can at least, do this and then get get some Oki out there. I keep forgetting that's the wrong input. You just get a little something like that. And of course, you can always just save it for a bigger hit. But yeah, that's it's a really nice buff. Headbutt got a pretty big nerf. Again, it's the same as the Buttslam nerf. Depending on how you play Honda, this might hurt you or it don't bother you. So now Headbutt is this close now. The pushback got reduced. Normally, you block Headbutt, you like right here. And normally that was kind of like the spacing traps we like to do. People with buttons. It was a giant, ugly little RPS situation. Rock, paper, scissors for those that don't know. It was just basically just a little giant guessing situation all the time at the head. But so now you are the opponent basically can jab right after that. Same goes for heavy headbutt, light headbutt. But that does introduce a new little RPS, and that's, you can't parry. You can get something like that now. So that's basically the new RPS. So it was this one guy I played, he was so scared to press anything, and then you just kind of loop it. So, you can turn this buff into something nice. So when people kind of fidgety, they don't want to press nothing, you can easily just tap with a drive gauge like this. Or, against characters, let me see, like against characters, what a character select screen. Where the F is? Oh, there we go. Somebody like Zangief, that's not the best thing to do because obviously he got a command grab, so that's scary to be directly in his face doing that. Manning, Lily. So definitely be mindful with just throwing it out like that against characters, those grapplers. But in Burnout, oh, the other thing is it is -3. It was -4 at first. So now that it's -3, you actually are +1 now. So you actually can do this. I think I'm not close enough. But I gotta be like right here. Yeah, you gotta be like right here to do that. So now you +1. If the opponent tries to jump, as you can see, they'll get hit. But the pushback is a little bit better. You're not right in their face like when they're not in burnout. So it's nothing too crazy, but some better than that. So I'll take it. And the other thing about Headbutt is the damage got increased. So the initial hit, like right here. So if you notice how Honda, that part, that does more damage. But if you notice, like from afar, it's 1100. So they buff the up close hit, which the light and medium version, they buffed it to do 1400. So now, in the heavy version, used to be 1400. Now it's 1500. So basically, the light and medium does what the heavy damage used to be last season. And then, of course, if you that's 1800 for a counter hit if somebody were to jump. So that's actually really good. That buffs his anti-air damage too. So now let me see how much. This used to do 4,000 last season. Let me see how much now. Yeah, 4,200. Yep, they used to do 4,000 last season. So that buff anti-air headbutt into level 3. So now, like I was saying earlier with the headbutt and butt slam anti-air situation, it's kind of like they buff both of them. You know, somebody keep jumping like an idiot, that 1800 gonna add up real quick. It's gonna add up real quick. But yeah, anti-air headbutt in general, I think it's still in a good spot. Like I said earlier, depending on how you play Honda, if you play him like an idiot, you might be a little nerfed on this. But I'm sure we'll all overcome. It ain't that bad. So the last thing, it's kind of three things, but it ain't gonna be much, so I combine it all in one. So his sweep, they made it so, like if you notice on the sweep, he spins around. It's a second hit behind him when he do that little sweep. So now they made it so he can. People try using it in combos, but now they made it, I guess, float a little more to make it more consistent. So now he can do something like this. Something like that. If you manage to, let me see, you manage to get a little, normally you will have to just back throw him in the corner. Now, with that buff, you can kind of, you can do that. It's expensive, as you can see, but you do get a nice little side switch. If you're that confident that you can beat your opponent and you're gonna spend all that meter, hey, you can go for it. But it's even better with the Sumo Spirit activated too. Oops. So you get something like that too. So that's really all for his sweep. So the next thing that they buffed is the hands. So hands, um, they made it so I guess the wording on it kind of weird. If you look at the patch notes, it's like they added the extended hitbox on the second hit or something like that. So once upon a time, if I'm understanding it right, so now this don't whiff as much. So like from right here, when I use do hands, it'll whiff like that. Like obviously it'll whiff right here, but it was more consistent with that whiff. Like that would normally whiff in Luke face. So now with the combination of his standing medium punch, the speed getting increased. Well, not the speed, the range increase. He can kind of do this now. He can kind of bully with standing medium punch into light hands. See, normally, like last season with the standing medium punch being not having that good a range, it was hard to kind of like to really set up a time when you can kind of use the light hands because the light hands before, like I say, it will just straight up whiff in your face like that. So now Honda can more easily just do light hands, which is really good because you can easily kind of, snipe out somebody and go straight into level 3. Which I am curious, how much damage do this do? 4,400, not bad. So I think the actual reason they fixed this was sometimes this combo, like that right there, that used to be very inconsistent. Like the hands wouldn't have reached. Like if you did target combo from this mid screen, it'd be very inconsistent. So now I guess that's what they fixed as well. But that's kind of how I perceive the buffs more. So it's just light hands. You can kind of use it in neutral a little bit more, or in the corner you can kind of, kind of bully with it, which is the Honda that I love, using hands and not, you know, headbutt all day. So I consider this a win. And the next thing, the last thing for sure, is this is something that I feel buffs Honda too. The system mechanics, the wake up drive reversal. As y'all know, Honda's EX, like if I did EX headbutt, of course I get beat out, but at least now, Honda can actually do wake up drive reversal without having to like really put itself at risk doing wake up super. Now, granted, it is -6, so I can still get bopped, but it's a nice option to have, for somebody that has kind of inconsistent, wake up options. That's real nice. And the buff was really a nerf to perfect parry, but it's a buff to Honda because now with the perfect parry scaling, let me see. Let me switch to Honda. Of course, I dropped it. Just something like this. They nerfed the scaling on perfect parry. Well, not nerfed the scaling, but they nerfed the how much drive you lose. You see, you barely lose any drive gauge now after somebody perfect parry you. So I feel like that buffs Honda even more, when people perfect parry his head. Because that's normally what people used to do. Whenever they perfect parry Honda, they would try to really get rid of his drive gauge. So I guess in a way that buffs kind of the goofball Honda play, depending on how you look at it. But ultimately, overall, I can say I'm very happy with the changes to Honda. They, um, without really sacrificing and destroying him, they nerfed the stupid aspects of him with the Buttslam and Headbutt all day kind of stuff, and they buff the more fundamental side of him. So I feel like he is a very solid character, and I'm looking forward to see kind of how he turns out as the game go on. But yeah, Honda is in a very good place now. And we are at the end of the video, folks. I thank y'all for listening, and I will see you fine folks next time.